Double Olympic champion Eliud Kipchoge proved once again he is the greatest of all time after shattering his own marathon world record in the streets of Berlin, Germany. The Kipchoge-based athlete crossed the finish line in 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds to break the previous record of 2 hours, 1 minute and 39 seconds he set at the 2018 Berlin Marathon. 2015 Paris Marathon champion compatriot Mark Correll settled for second position, while Ethiopia's Tadu Abate completed the podium dash.
Inside the world record, it won't be by a minute, but it will be an appreciable chunk. He has done it again. This is superhuman. This is road running from a different planet here in Berlin in 2022. Eliud Kipchoge smiles for the last time. Let's keep an eye on the clock, just outside 2:01. Eliud Kipchoge is a history maker in Berlin. Yet again, he has done it. The world record has gone, and now he can celebrate. And that is simply stunning. A warm embrace from Patrick Sang, his long...
Now, authorities in Mbeere North Sub-County in Embu County have refuted claims that 3 people died and an unknown number have lost their sight after consuming illicit brew in the Siani village. Now, Mbeere North Deputy County Commissioner Ann Mitema says a postmortem will have to be carried out to ascertain the cause of death. Mbeere North Member of Parliament Jeffrey Ruku is calling on the police and the county government to look into the liquor license issue, as many bar owners are operating without valid licenses.
Tumejaribu kuongea na serikali watuondolee hizi baa, kwa sababu hizi baa zinauza pombe ambao si halali. Ile ambayo tunasikia inatengenezwa hapa Chicago na watu fulani wale ambao wako hapa.
3 people have died as per last night. Calling upon the county commandant of police in Embu County that we cannot allow the people of this area to be dying, losing life because of businessmen who only want to make money. It is true, people are doing business, but do business in a legal manner, as well as in ethical way. Then we need a very serious cleanup as far as this area is concerned.
Now, in other news, President William Ruto Sunday led the country in a Thanksgiving service that was convened at State House, Nairobi. Let's listen in.
As I said, we are a product of prayer, and we are here because of prayer. I want to thank many. I know many people, many even we don't know, who prayed for us, many who fasted, people we don't know their names. Yesterday, as I was coming home, I met an Indian lady, and she came and told me, I prayed for you. And it was just amazing. I don't know her. I've never met her, but it just reminded me that there were many people who prayed for our country. So we have come here to thank God for the victory of our nation. It is not a victory of those who won the election. It is a victory for Kenya to have a peaceful election, to have an election like no other. We are being celebrated across the world for a peaceful, transparent election, and all glory go to God. I know.
Well, that was the Thanksgiving service that is being convened at State House, Nairobi, which is held 2 weeks after President William Ruto was sworn in as Kenya's 5th president. It was graced by his wife, Rachel Ruto, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, among other hosts of leaders. Now, we shall be bringing you that report later on. For now, we proceed. A section of Kisumu residents risked their lives to siphon fuel from a tanker that had an accident this morning at Kisian Junction, along Kisumu-Busia Road. Police had a difficult time dispersing the surging crowd eager to siphon fuel. Eyewitnesses say the driver of the fuel tanker carrying petrol lost control of the vehicle before it plunged by the roadside. No fatalities have been reported. Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has put county governments on the spot over what it termed as mismanagement of existing county staff and violation of the law. In a circular issued to county governments, EACC says some incoming governors are handling existing staff, new recruitments and pending bills in total disregard of laws, policies and procedures. The commission is already investigating reports of recruitment of unqualified staff.
Barely a month since the county bosses were sworn in and operations in the public entities at the devolved units got underway, cases of mismanagement in the devolved units are emerging. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, in a circular to governors, county secretaries and chairpersons of county public service boards, cited violation of existing county staff, new recruitments and pending bills, especially in areas with new administrations. EACC says the manner in which the three issues have been handled by the administrations poses a risk to loss of public funds. Some governors are said to have expressed unwillingness to work with workers hired by their predecessors, threatening them with sacking or dismissal. The anti-corruption body warned that any disciplinary cases must be done in accordance with the law. EACC is also investigating malpractices in the recruitment of unqualified staff contrary to the law. The commission says those found culpable will not be spared. On the pending bills that some new governors have threatened not to pay, the EACC has instead advised the formation of committees to verify any pending bills to inform settlement decisions while referring suspicious claims for further investigations by the anti-graft body. Kamchimenza for Lunchtime News.
Climate activists now want the world government to set aside funds to help reverse the adverse effects of climate change. The activists held a peaceful march Saturday from Nyayo Stadium to the Catholic University of East Africa to call for climate justice. Environmental activists say climate reparation should be prioritized ahead of COP27.
Environmental organizations, namely the Fridays for Future Nairobi chapter, partnered with Laudato Si Movement, 350 Africa, the Catholic University of East Africa, and Planet One Ubunifu Hub for the Global Climate, embarked on peaceful protest to call for climate laws and damage financing. The groups are calling for climate reparations as a transformative justice process in which political power will return to the people. Fridays for Future Assistant Communication Director Japheth Orieng said the compensation should be in terms of resources, technology and information that will be passed to the most affected districts by climate change.
As activists, as Kenyan activists, we have experienced and our communities have experienced first-hand the effects of climate change. We don't have the capability to adapt to these challenges. If they're telling us to mitigate against the effects of climate change, is not possible because we are at a tipping point and we cannot mitigate anymore. The only thing we can do is adapt.
The United Nations Environment Programme organizations, through a campaign dubbed March for Our Planet, which commenced 21st September of 2022, will be mobilizing the environmental activists to march from Kenya to Egypt ahead of the COP27 event at Sharm el-Sheikh.
There are so many things that the grassroots organizations are doing back at home. Some of them are in terms of food security. We are speaking to them, we are advising them on how they're going to save the limited water that they have. We are just talking about sustainability, adaptability, and mitigatory measures that are in place.
We're taking a 4,868 mile journey from Nairobi all the way up to Sharm el-Sheikh, not only as just a way to get people there, but especially voices that haven't been heard, but then also to bring a declaration not just at COP, but to the world over these next 10 years, over the decade, matching not just on climate but also biodiversity. And so this is actually a global movement that is happening.
The youth activists are now asking for representation at the COP27 event that will be held in Egypt. Indeed, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. In that light, various organizations have come together to set up a platform dubbed March for Our Planet. They will be marching all the way to Egypt, all in the light of asking for climate justice. For KBC Channel 1, I am Teresa Mutai.
Now, a section of peace activists converged in Busia County to chart the way forward on the best ways to fight cases of extremism along the border towns at the forum dubbed Champion of Peace, organized by Western Kenya Prevention and Countering Violent Extremism Initiative. The stakeholders called on the government to move in with speed and innovate ways to engage youth who were vulnerable to extremism activities, given the hard social economic times Kenyans are going through.
To really to be proactive in providing alternative redress to youth unemployment, youth vulnerability. The Kazi Mtani project. Kenya, we are in a very economically deprived environment where cost of living is high and many of our young people becoming more vulnerable.
Ni wakati bora serikali ikaweze kuestablish ile mikakati nzuri ambayo tunaita MRD, monitoring and evaluation, ikaweze kupiga msasa kila department iangalie kwamba je, wanatimiza ile malengo ya 30%, vijana wanatengewa ile 30%, so that vijana wakaweze kuinuka katika mambo ya kufanya kazi na serikali.
In other news, residents of Elbor village in Moyale constituency, Marsabit County, say they are now enjoying the fruits of a peace deal reached between the Gabra and Borana communities. The two communities are sharing the remaining scarce resources in relative peace in the wake of the ongoing drought. The two communities signed a peace pact championed by World Hunger Health and implemented by the Pastoralist Community Initiative and Development Assistance on September 2nd this year.
Ugaji. Chanzo moja ya wao kupigana ni sharing of resources kwa sababu ya mifugo. Hasa wakati ambaye hakuna inakuwa shida. Na kwa hivyo hii vita ambayo ilikuwa inaendelea imechangiwa pia sana na kukosekana kwa malisho, kukosekana kwa maji.
Tumehitaji amani zaidi miaka mingi. Karibu miaka 5 nimepata shida mingi ya vita. Tumekosa watoto wengi, tumekosa mali mingi. Lakini nimeshukuru Mungu leo iko nafuu kidogo.
It's the first time really in 5 years that we see a very organic conversation between these warring communities of Gabra and Borana.
Sina wasiwasi hata ninaesalala kwa boma ya Gabra na esalala boma ya Borana. Mimi ni mtu wa kutoka Sololo Sub County. Leo Gabra iko Sololo Sub County, unakunya maji ya Walda na Rawana na kwa hapa Ilebora wote. Hiyo yote inatokana na faida ya salama.
Kubali kwamba wataishi kwa amani na kwa upendo na wataendelea kutumia rasilimali zilizoko kwa kushirikiana pamoja.
Juzi watu wametoroka 2020, wametoroka hii hapo Uran, saa hii wamerudi.
A family in Kisumu village, Kiambu County, is seeking financial assistance to have their kin undergo a surgery and treat her osteomyelitis condition that has left her stigmatized and isolated. Jacinta Wanjiru says she needs 250,000 shillings for the procedure. Osteomyelitis is an inflammation or swelling that occurs in the bone and is caused by bacterial infection in arms, legs, or spine.
Meet Jacinta Wanjiru, aged 21, a resident of Kisumu village in Gatundu North, who is living with osteomyelitis condition, a disease that has caused inflammation of her bones, leading to infection in her legs, chest and spine, has been the most devastating part of her life.
Ilianzia mapema, lakini mimi niligundua nikiendelea tu hivyo na umri wangu. Imeniadhiri sana, imeniadhiri kutoka kichwa, kiuno, miguu, alafu mwili mzima.
The disease sometimes causes a full odor.
Safari haijakuwa rahisi juu kwa sahi kupata marafiki wenye wako karibu na wewe ukiwa na hii shinda. Marafiki ni wadogo, wengine wanakutenga, wengine wanasema maneno mabaya kukuhusu, wengine wakiniangalia tu hivi wananidhalau, wanaona nikaa sina maisha mbele yangu.
Doctors have recommended that she undergo several procedures, including surgery, to treat the condition.
Mimi naweza omba watu wa Mungu mwenye kutoa kwa hapo, kenye tu Mungu atakubariki nacho, unisaidie nacho niweze kwenda Kijambe, nitibiwe. Nilikuwa nimeandikwa 250,000, alafu nilikuwa nahitaji watu wa damu, watu watatu.
To support Jacinta, well-wishers can channel their support to phone number 0113272141, 0113272141. Jacqueline Masharia for Lunchtime News.
And now in the sports arena, two footballer sisters from a minority ethnic community have charted a unique career likely to excite their girl child friends and sport persons. Zulfa and Naima Ahmed Abdul were identified by Sakafa, who trained them and are now referees officiating league matches at the grassroots.
Zulfa and Naima were officiating their first friendly match between Nyakenga FC and Membe FC in the outskirts of Kisumu town at Getembe Primary School playing grounds. Zulfa was a match referee while Naima, her younger sister, was the lineswoman, assisted by a colleague, John Nyaboke. Zulfa, who completed her high school studies this year, was concerned by a few female referee in soccer field and decided to become one.
Nilikuwa naona wanaume ni wengi na wasichana walikuwa kidogo. So hata mimi nikasema ni kuwe wa kwanza kuwa msichana wa kwanza, hata mimi nikuwe na refu kugemza huku chini. FIFA ikafuatilia, ndio maana wakanipea certificate na kunipandisha kwa hizo leagues zingine za hapo juu. Mechi ya kiwango cha juu ni Division 2 na huwa na ref regionals, county league. Ndoto zangu ningependa kuofficiate hizi games za World Cup, games za England. Nataka hata watu wa kwetu wanione kwa TV nikiwa huko America.
Naima, 17-year-old, was influenced by her sister to join career despite being a Form 3 student and aims to be a renowned referee who will officiate international matches in future.
Hii refereeing nilipenda kwa sababu niliona wenzangu wanafanya, hata mimi pia nikasema hata mimi pia nijiingize, nijaribu. Naendelea na masomo kwanza Monday to Friday, alafu hizo weekend Saturday na Sunday nakuja kwa kiwanja. Mimi naendelea kuwa tu referee mkubwa, at least nitoke huko nje, nifanye kazi huko nje kama wengine, at least nionekane.
King Rimwangi for Sports News.
National women volleyball team Malkia Strikers will take on Belgium this afternoon in the second match as the FIVB World Championship enters day 3 in the Netherlands. The Kenyan girls are aiming to redeem themselves after losing by 3 straight sets to the host Netherlands in their opening match. Malkia Strikers will peg their hope on veteran Massimo Im, fast rising attacker Sharon Kipchoge and middle blocker Edith Wisse, who were very instrumental in their opening match. Malkia Strikers are in Pool A of the competition alongside host Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, Puerto Rico, and African rivals Cameroon.
You knew what was going to happen.
Bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for keeping us company here on Lunchtime News. Our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Have a lovely Sunday.